Welcome to the Grade 8 Technology and Engineering Graphics and Design tutorial series. This is the first tutorial in the Grade 8 series. This particular tutorial covers the chapter on freehand drawings. We want to understand what the differences are between art and technical drawings. Art and technical drawings have relations but are not the same. Freehand drawings in technical drawings are structured and all the rules of instrument drawings in technical drawings still apply. In art, there are principles to follow, but there is much more freedom and basically no constraints. Freehand drawings is a means of communicating ideas, planning, and investigating various options. This is a normal orthographic grid. This grid consists of vertical and horizontal lines that are spaced 5 mm apart. We will be using this grid in the backdrop of Grade 8 on our freehand drawings. Our ultimate goal is to move away from this grid in Grade 9 and only work from an empty canvas. This page you will find in the Grade 8 workbook. On the left-hand side, we see the examples of the different types of lines that we want to practice drawing freehand. We will carry over these lines onto the grid on the right-hand side. You may use different size pencils as well as different types of pencils, like an HB or an H2 or even a B2 pencil. Before you start drawing, it is very important to hold the paper down firmly with your free hand. We will start our drawing as high as possible and to the left at the top of our grid. Start this drawing by holding your pencil firmly yet gentle in your hand. Place your pencil at the starting point and draw a freehand line as neat and accurate down the grid as the example shows here. Please remember that you are only allowed to use your pencil in these exercises. You are not allowed to use any instruments like a ruler or anything else that can help you or assist you in drawing these lines onto the grid. Make sure that you are holding your paper down firmly still, and now you continue to draw the rest of the lines as shown on the example. Once you have completed all the examples as shown on the left, you can take another page that you tear out of an exam pad, or if you have a grid block paper, you can exercise drawing any other lines till you have perfected the skill of drawing lines and different types of lines as accurately as possible using only your pencil. On this page we are provided with two examples that we are going to copy drawing freehand. Please remember you are not allowed to use any instruments during the completion of this exercise. This page is taken from the Grade 8 workbook. The question reads as follows. Make use of the grid page provided and copy the symmetrical half onto the grid starting from the center line provided. Your answer should be a mirror of the example shown. We hold our paper firmly down onto our surface so that it doesn't move while we are drawing. We place our pencil on the horizontal center line in the corner as shown here. Then we will start by drawing neat and accurate freehand lines onto the grid. As you start this drawing, it is important to remember to hold your pencil firmly yet gentle in your hand. Let your hand glide over the paper as you draw. Firstly, continue by extending the center line to the bottom of your page onto the grid line as shown here. Then you will start your drawing by placing your pencil at the horizontal center line in the corner shown here, and you will draw your first line downwards onto the grid. The length of the line is equal to that on the top half of your example. Please make sure that you do count the blocks and that it is an exact replica at the bottom half of your drawing. Now we will continue to copy the amount of blocks and drawing the lines that we see at the top half of our drawing. And we will draw it in the sequence as shown in the next few steps. It is very important to make sure that you have actually copied the exact amount of blocks, because length and line tone is very important in these drawings. In this example, the lines are all solid lines, and therefore we need to make sure that we use the correct pencil and that we use the right line tone as we draw these lines. We will do the same later on when we draw with instruments. Always take into consideration the type of line that you are busy drawing. We will complete this exercise page by drawing the drawing on the right hand side of our paper using only our pencil. Again, we will start at the horizontal center line where the examples lines meet onto the grid. The next few steps will show you the sequence of drawing these lines, and again, make very sure that you have indeed counted the right amount of blocks as you continue your drawing, and hold down firmly on your paper as you do this exercise, and draw as neat and as accurate as you possibly can. You will be getting better at this by now. We first completed the center line, and now we're going to continue drawing in our answer. This is the next page in the Grade 8 Technology workbook. On this page, we try to increase the level of the freehand drawings. We are starting by drawing some arcs and circles in freehand. On the right hand side, we have multiple curvatures. This is a more advanced exercise. By now, you should know how to hold your pencil and how to let your pencil glide over the surface of the paper as you are drawing. Remember, we want to achieve drawing these kinds of drawings on a paper without a grid in grade 9. Let's start with the drawing on the left. We will work with the horizontal center line in the middle, and we will work our way down, and we will draw the arc, and then we will count the blocks to make sure that we know where the center of our circle is, and we will draw the circle. Please note the space that the arcs of the circle or the edge of the circle will occupy through each of the blocks. On the right hand side, you can draw the curvatures as shown here till you have completed the exact replica at the bottom half. It is your choice if you want to draw from both sides or if you want to just complete from one end right around through to the other end in an example of this. This remains your choice. This page in the workbook is intended for you to use for practicing your freehand drawing skills. You can draw various kinds of line types or line tones, or any other kind of exercise that you feel might help you improve your skill in freehand drawings. Your teacher could also use this page to draw some examples on the drawing board, and you copy them down onto your paper. Start from the corners of the grid and work with the grid lines and use common angles. On this page in the Grade 8 workbook, you will see that we are now moving over to the isometric grid paper. Here we have two isometric drawings as examples. We will be drawing these examples freehand. On this page, we want to draw a freehand drawing of the example given at figure 1. We need to copy the figure in freehand onto the grid paper as provided. A good rule is always to start more or less in the middle of your page and then as low as possible, depending on the amount of space that you have to work with. Now, in this enlarged version, I want you to recognize that I am drawing on the 30-degree angles of the grid paper, and I'm trying to keep the proportion of my drawing equal to that of the example provided. As there are no measurements given, you can decide how many blocks you want to allocate to each length. Let's start with the drawing. As you carry on, please make sure that you count the amount of blocks so that your projection and your proportion of your drawing is correct. Now that you have successfully completed the figure 1 freehand drawing, we're going to go and draw the figure 2 example, as you can see here. We will start the drawing again, working with the space that is provided to you. As the page on your workbook has been divided into two halves, it is very important that you also make sure that the proportion and length of your drawing makes sense and that it fits into the workspace that you have been provided with. Let's start with the drawing. Please note that we are still trying to keep the projection and the proportion of our lines on the grid and in equal size. Also note the sequence in which we complete this drawing. And do not forget the last line in the bottom where we see the depth of the block. Another page has been provided to you in the Grade 8 Technology workbook, onto which you can continue practicing freehand drawings. This isometric grid has been provided for you to do any exercises of your choice or to copy down examples given by your teacher on the board. This will help you improve your skill in freehand drawings. Congratulations! You have successfully completed the tutorial on freehand drawings in the Grade 8 workbook.